Hey everyone, thanks so much for some great feedback from the how to sell and present using Zoom and other video products on Monday night. And apologies, it's taken about me a day longer to put this follow-up video together, but I did say I'd come back to you with any questions that came up, and a number did. Thanks for the great feedback. The one point that seems to have made the biggest impression of all was leaning in and leaning out, which I thought was, listen, I'm really happy that made a difference. So just to reiterate, if you're flummoxed on a Zoom call, and it can happen even to the best of us, then I have found that to lean out and break that contact or somehow disrupt that contact, that process, take 10 seconds, asking permission, by the way. Do you mind if I take 10 seconds to just to think about that, break that contact, lean back in, and then pick up where you left off? That shows absolute professionalism and actually that you really care. It pays a silent compliment to the person that asked the question. Anyway, so really glad that point landed. There's a few other things as well. And yeah, Lisa Jobbins from the Birmingham Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much, made an additional point that actually keeping your mic muted stops you talking too much. And that's a really great point. There's something in there around nudge therapy, I would have thought, or nudge behaviour that prevents you talking too much. Because if you're in sales, if you're presenting, really what you want is your audience's point of view and your audience's engagement, which is why I was so pleased that everyone did really kind of roll their sleeves up and get engaged with the process on Monday evening. So great point, Lisa. Keep the mic muted, and don't talk so much, and that's kind of the point. Lighting. Really pleased to see a number of people follow up saying, actually really like those points on lighting. Make sure all of the face can be seen, not just half of it, but all of it, so that the audience gets to read your non-verbal clues as well. It just aids the flow of communication. And I was asked also but what kind of microphone I use, and I use something called a Snowball microphone. They're really distinctive, they're quite cool to look at. In fact, if I just reach across here, my friend Pete Morgan, podcaster extraordinaire, recommended this one. This is a Snowball microphone, so it sits easily on the desk. It's got fantastic sound reproduction. You heard the difference between a normal mic and the Snowball mic. It's not plugged in, but there's a light on to see when it's live. So, you know, none of those awful mistakes that we've seen some of our erstwhile politicians make in the past. So a Snowball mic I recommend. While we're on that subject, I use a Microsoft HD camera. I think I bought both of them for about 100 quid. But for me, it's been a fantastic investment. Even before the pandemic, I spent a lot of time online, and it's paid for itself multiple times over. Okay, so it's a real basic investment. And if you're doing lots of online training, lecturing, whatever it happens to be, learning, then a good mic and an HD camera, I think, is essential. Okay, and also you all have seen, no doubt, well, I think I posted about it on LinkedIn this morning, but you'll have seen, no doubt, the use of filter if you're not careful. So there's a thing that's gone viral on YouTube about a lawyer in Florida who had to take part in a Zoom courtroom just yesterday, and his daughter had been using their system the day before, and she, I don't know how old she was, but anyway, she put a filter on their Zoom so that the whoever was using the system appeared as a cat. Now, I didn't even think to cover that, because young children, we don't have young children around the house. But if you do, you need to log on a few minutes beforehand and just make sure everything is as you intend it to be. So your young daughter had left an image of a cat, and this lawyer actually appeared on camera in court as a cat, and he didn't know how to switch it off. And so it's gone viral. I encourage you to check it out. It's so extraordinary. But it's one of those things that if you're not careful can happen to you. Also lighting, so we talked about lighting. I'm really pleased that some of you have gone out there to get some. My last thing is maybe a little bit more solemn, but and that's the amount of screen time that we're all having to use at the moment. And I'm probably on screen in different various meetings probably 5 or 6 hours, and some of you maybe even on screen more than that. So my final bit of advice is actually just take a break, take a breather between meetings. If you've got an assistant, make sure he or she schedules at least 5 minutes. So rather than 1 hour meetings, just have 55-minute meetings and end it at 5 to, start the next one at 5 past. Get up, stretch your legs, maybe make a cup of coffee. But here's my point. Take 2 minutes just to close your eyes and just give those eyes of yours a rest. Let them focus on something else. If you wear glasses, I take my glasses off so that my eyes adjust. It's healthier for the eye. It's healthier for the soul. You'll take that 2 minutes. It's restorative. So I didn't cover that, but it's a point worth making, and I'm glad somebody brought it up. Anyway, that's enough time. Thank you again for your engagement. I'd like to keep you informed of other stuff that I do. Some free, some paid. I've got to make a living, but I hope it was worthwhile. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's loads of stuff on there, and I look forward to seeing you on screen sometime soon. Take care, everyone.